What's up, guys? Specstar here today with my third battle for the NPDA tournament. I'm going up here against Hazy, and before I get into this, I should mention one thing. I did say when I battled, I think it was Marco, that was the hardest matchup I had in this bracket. I said that, and then I started prepping for this game, and I realized how very wrong I was. Now, I knew going into this that I was going to have a very hard time trying to deal with the combination of Charizard and Celesteela. Especially Celesteela. This team I built, in hindsight, there are some changes I definitely would have made to it. There are a lot of good things about the team I have, but one of the real issues about it is things like Celesteela, which I have a very hard time dealing with. So I tried to get a little bit creative here and go fully offensive to give myself the best shot I could. And, well, let's see what happened. The team I have here consists of a Gravity Landorus, of course for the Steela, a Scarf Nihilego, and it's, of course, getting the special attack Beast Boost. I've got a Crocoon, which for those who don't know is Calm Mind Roar, and I had Substitute on it, and of course Scald, and I had a Hypno, which was Nasty Pass, a Scarf Mamoswine, which had some fantastic coverage and speed for his offensive mons, and a Choice Banded Hawlucha. So here I thought I would just lead off with Hawlucha because I thought his Greninja would want to be modest in this game and try to be. I don't think it would prioritize being faster than non-unburdened Hawlucha, just based on the way I've played Hawlucha so far in this tournament. So I thought Haw would be faster than everything, and it basically had coverage to hit everything. So let's dive into this. I'm going to put this on slow. So here he leads Piloswine, and I lead Hawlucha. Now, my thought process here is, clearly I can just click High Jump Kick and annihilate this. It's done right away. I start off 6-5. My thought process was that he could not take that chance. He had to go into Rotom here, which walls Hawlucha, most sets of it. So I just assumed he would make that play, and he decides he's just willing to risk having that big deficit there. He's either that confident that I'm not clicking High Jump Kick, or he's just willing to let his Piloswine go down, and it works out for him. He's just going to click Rocks in front of the Hawlucha while I click U-turn. So here I'm going to go Suicune, and what I'm thinking now when I go Suicune, he doesn't want to let me just throw off a Scald on this thing. He has a free switch in his SERP. He probably should and probably will go out into SERP, so I'm just going to make an aggressive play and go back into Hawlucha. But, again, he really does not care about this Piloswine. He's just going to click Roar. So another little bit of an iffy play, I think. I'm just going to go ahead here and click Scald because clearly he does not care about preserving this thing. And he's going to Roar, and that's just my chance to get on my rocks here. And here's going to go into Celesteela, which, good safe play there. Finally, he does pop out the Piloswine, and I'm going to go out into Suicune here in case he's some sort of a Totemized variant, but he does show to be Leech Seeds, which is, of course, a nightmare. Now I'm going to go hard into Landorus here and try to put some pressure on him. And he's going to go for an Air Slash, and here I'm going to click Gravity. And he's going to go ahead and click Leech Seeds. Now, right here, what I'm thinking, he has to think that I'm definitely clicking Earth Power here. And if I click Earth Power, he can go free into Surf. He's going to get a lot of the health back from Leech Seed, and then he can basically pressure me into sacking Landorus. And so I'm thinking that SERP is definitely the play here. And I go for Sludge Wave. But he goes into Piloswine. And that's just, again, the trend. He does not care if the Piloswine lives or dies, and that kind of bites me in the butt. So I go into Suicune here. And of course he's just gonna Ice Shard. And I just want to Scald this thing. I know he's Roar on it. And that's what I'm gonna do here. And I'm gonna get the burn while he clicks Roar, which is gonna send me out into my Hypno. And now I'll get that very useful information that it's Earthquake right before it dies to burn. And here he's going to go into Greninja. Now, I don't have a switch in on Greninja. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I can't switch in on this. So I'm going to go for the Baton Pass because I'm going to live any hit and that'll let me get something in on it. And here he's going to go for a U-turn and show that he's not fully physically attacking, but he definitely has physically attacking investment. He's going to go into Serp here, and I'm just going to go Hawlucha again, and I'm going to click U-turn. And we're going to see him here go into Rotom, which is fair play. I'm going to U-turn as I have continued to do so. He finally goes into the Rotom on Hawlucha, and I'm going to take that opportunity to get my Nihilego in. I'm going to go ahead and click Power Gem. And we'll see the kind of damage it does. It does 30. That's going to be relevant for later. Here I'm going to go Landers and just sack it off. That'll give me a chance to get a Suicune in on it. Now, in this matchup, there's one Suicune set that makes sense. And that's going to be Substitute Suicune. He definitely knows that in the other game I brought Suicune, I brought Substitute Suicune. So, here I assume that he would, again I assume that he would go into Superior because if I sub up it's just completely free on Celesteela. And he roared this thing before, he definitely knows that I'm Substitute. So, again, I'm going to make the aggressive play into Hawlucha because I think Superior was definitely always the play there. And he decides to click Leech Seed, and I mean, it's just one of those plays. It worked out for him. I don't think it was the right play, but it worked out for him. You can argue his methods, but not his results there. And that's the fairest point I can make on that. So that just puts me in an awful position. There was definitely a trend in this game where I think, I don't really know if it's fair to say this, but I feel like I was kind of overestimating him. I was kind of overthinking. I think, oh, he's got to make this play, he's got to make this play, and throughout most of the game, he was just content to leave his Pokemon in, and I was just expecting him to kind of play the way you see people do at the highest level in this leagues like the MPL and stuff, and I shouldn't have done that. Generally you just want to play as safe as possible until you start to pick up on your opponent's methods, but here I just have a habit of, I always try to make these plays on my opponents, and I try to think where their head's at, and I try to treat them as if they think kind of the way I do, and it really burned me in this game time and time again. So here he goes for Protect, and I go for a high jump kick because I thought he'd try to double Seeds, and he didn't, and I definitely thought double Seeds was the play, but again, I'm just out thinking it. I'm thinking so much harder than I should have been here, and it continued to backfire. I needed damage on Steel. I go for Nasty Plot with Hypno. He goes for Seeds, they miss. So I'm just going to plot up again because I know I can take a hit. And he's going to land his Seeds here, and I'm going to take this opportunity to Baton Pass out into Suicune and try to put some pressure on. Definitely here, he knows that he needs this thing to prevent Nihilego from winning. So I thought here definitely he should switch. And but I clicked Scald regardless just because he'd always been staying in. I thought he could have sacked Zard or sacked Rotom here quite freely. But I go for Scald and he leaves us in and he lets me get damage on it, which is iffy to say the least, because I just needed to put this thing in range of Power Gem and then I won. If Nihilego got one Beast Boost and this thing was in range of a +1 Power Gem, I won, it was over. But here I'm going to go for an Icicle Crash on the Steela. Again, I'm just trying to get this thing in range of the Power Gem. So here he's definitely going to protect to get another round of Leech Seeds to keep him for sure out of range of Power Gem, right? No, he's going to go right into Rotom on the Icicle Crash. Which, again, kind of confused me. So here I saw this as my opportunity to potentially win with Nihilego. So I went to Hypno, and I wanted to sack Hypno off so I could get Nihilego in. And I'm just going to click Baton Pass here in case he doesn't KO me, and he doesn't. So I'm going to get to bring Nihilego in here. And if Power Gem knocks out the Rotom right now, then the game's over, I've won. So it all comes down here to Power Gem. Do I get the damage I need with Power Gem? And I don't. He survives it, he Volt Switches out. He gets a chip on me, he goes into Greninja. And based on him having attack investment, I've just assumed that he would be Waterfall, and he wasn't. I would have thought if he'd have attacking investment, then he'd have the ability to hit Nihilego hard with a physical water move and use Surf. I had to go into Mamoswine here in case he wasn't Scarf to try to put in range in Nihilego, but he was Scarf, and that's going to be the game here. And this wasn't really a video I was looking too forward to posting for a few reasons. Of course, it was my first loss on YouTube, and I think I'm now at 19-1 or something, but there are some losses that you can kind of go through. It's a good game, you enjoy. This one, I was kind of a bitter pants about it. All these flavors, and I chose to be salty. I don't love the way I played. I don't love the way he played, and I think there's definitely a lesson to be learned from this, and that's the thing about losing in league format. There's definitely something to be taken away, and this is just kind of a reminder to me that I just have this tendency of assigning my own attributes to people, kind of treating them as if I'm playing someone who plays the way I do, and that's not everyone, and I should have played safer until I start to pick up on his tendencies, and I am very strong on that. I can really pick up on people's patterns, but at this point I already put myself in the back pretty early by kind of overestimating him, and that's costly, and I think that's a lesson not only for me, but maybe some of you guys who kind of have my tendencies too. But that's going to be it for this game. I've got one more battle left, and if I win it against Capital, I think I'm going to be in pretty good shape. I haven't done that battle yet as of recording this, but I do kind of like the matchup. There's definitely some things on his team that are threatening, so it's definitely not like a slam dunk. I'm going to have to go out there. I'm sure we'll have a good battle, and if I win, I probably will be in good position to advance to the next round of this tournament. But that's going to be it. I want to thank you guys for watching, especially even though this one's kind of more of a somber tone. I tried to kind of turn it more into a learning experience, even though I'm not gonna lie, I was really bitter after this game. I was pouting a little bit, but I mean, these happen. This is just part of playing Pokemon, these type of games. They're always going to be there, and if you can't handle them, you shouldn't be playing Pokemon, so that's to be that. And again, thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.